Hi guys, I am possibly an animated version of Chris Bergeron. This is Chapter 7, The Project. This epic tale begins with a young Thomas Gage, British general. In April of 1775, he is said to have decided to take away the Minutemen's weapons and ammunition. These weapons, however, were about 20 miles away in Concord. The Sons of Liberties were like ninjas because they found out this little plan. The British were headed to Concord. April 19th, 1775, less than 70 Minutemen met with the British in Lexington, not too far away from Concord. And you should know by now that the British outnumbered the Minutemen. The colonial commander began his battle speech. Do not fire unless fired upon. If they want a war, it begins here. At that very moment, a gunshot was fired. Most likely by a gun. Like this. Or maybe this. But most definitely not this. Because, come on people, this is reality, not Harry Potter. Within minutes, it was all over. Like your summer. 10 dead and 8 wounded. Hopefully not part of your summer. The British then marched on to Concord. Much to their surprise, most of the weapons were gone. Hidden. May 1775. All colonies except for Georgia unite in Philadelphia to form the Second Continental Congress. It was there Congress planned to form the Continental Army. Much to his surprise, George Washington was appointed as commander. He truly didn't believe that he could form a strong enough army. The future was about to prove him wrong. June 17th, 1775 may have been one of the most bloody days of the war. It was the Battle of Bunker Hill. Of course, with all this blood, there has to be some good, right? It was a massive colonist victory, with 1,000 British casualties versus colonists' 400. This boosted colonists' confidence and showed the colonists they did have a chance. At this point, colonists were sick of Britain. Thomas Paine especially, on January 10th, 1776, because he wrote a pamphlet entitled Common Sense. And looking at the name, it would seem to have almost no effect on anyone. But in reality, it gained much revolution support. It also boosted the spirits of Washington's soldiers, which should and would help later on. We all know the date of July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence. But what was kept a bit of a secret until high school was Abigail Adams' opposition to it. She found it unfair that in a Declaration of Freedom, it still did not pertain to women and slaves. You'd think we know by now that women can do anything men can, and more in certain circumstances, but Abigail had to be the one to remind them. Believe it or not, most other colonists wanted the same thing as well. All men created equal should pertain to all people. This took a long time to deal with, long after the Revolutionary War. I want to thank you for your patience in this project, but it's not over yet because it's random fact time. Da, da, da. A siege, in layman's terms, means that nobody goes in, nobody comes out, and vice versa. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea pertain to the lanterns hung out in the North Church. 1 if one was shined, it was the British were coming by land. If 2 were shined, it was by sea, and 2 were shined. Unalienable rights are our constitutional right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But some people like to call it life, liberty, and property. Thank you very much. Chapter 7, The Project.